Welcome back to Certain Exposures. My name is Daniel, and in this video I will share 3 things that you should consider before you purchase your first TLR camera. I owned a TLR camera for over a year for a photo project on language learning that went from North America to South America. And over the course of that project, I learned a few things about shooting with the TLR that you should know before you get involved with any sort of TLR camera, like a Rolleiflex or a Yashica Mat. The very first thing that I would encourage you to think about is how discreet do you need to be when you're out using this camera. It attracts a lot of attention. I actually sold the TLR in order to invest in a photography class, and after the person I sold the camera to came back from her own photo trip, she told me stories of how people would stop her in the street and ask her, what type of camera is that? Oh my gosh, does it shoot film? Can you take my picture? And that's my exact experience with shooting a TLR. People are so excited when they see the camera that they feel the need to come to you and talk to you about photography, which is great if your idea of photography is less candid, more staged portraits on the street, or if you're just out looking to have fun and have organic conversations. Now, if you want to be left alone, then a TLR camera is probably not for you. The second thing I would encourage you to think about before you purchase a TLR camera is the perspective that you need to shoot from. If you enjoy portraiture, and you are not a fan of a lower perspective, then I would actually steer you away from a TLR camera. Many times, because of the nature of a waist level camera, if you are not extremely tall and you're shooting people of average height, then the camera lens will be slightly lower than typically, okay? So that means you'll be looking up someone's nose if you take a picture of their face. Or if you're going to take a full body shot, you'll be shooting from navel level rather than somewhere at about shoulder level. And this look is nice to some people and is not so nice to other people. So consider that before you invest in a TLR. Now, by the same token, it is possible to take eye-level portraits with a TLR. Here's what you'll have to contend with. Number one, the view on a TLR is reversed when you're just looking down to use the camera. When you turn it up sideways to take an eye-level portrait, you get a reversed image that is also upside down. So that can be challenging sometimes. Also, you have to contend with the fact that the lens that actually takes the picture in a TLR is below the lens where you look. So that means the picture is upside down, reversed, and you are somewhere 1 to 2 inches away from the actual taking lens of the camera. So that means it can be hard to get exactly what you want into the frame. So that means what you should do is step back, get more in the photo, and crop in post. I've had good results doing this. The final thing that you should consider before you invest in a TLR is whether or not that camera has a good service history. This is incredibly important, and it can save you a lot of money down the road. So I invested at least $300 to $400 over the course of a year maintaining my TLR camera. So it had an accident in Mexico, and unfortunately it stopped working for a period of time, followed by issues with the shutter mechanism. And both of these problems were fixed by Hama. I actually made a video about where to get your TLR camera fixed. If you have any issues, I'll link that in the description and in the very first comment of this video. So if you're purchasing a TLR camera that has no warranty and has no service history, well then you should probably budget at least $100 to $200 for some sort of cleaning, lubrication, and adjustment for the camera, because if you want it to be working when you have some sort of crucial shoot coming up, then you need to have the camera well serviced so that you can rely on it. So those are the 3 things that I recommend that you consider before you purchase your very first TLR camera. Number 1, is it necessary for you to have a very discreet camera? Number 2, can you handle the waist level perspective? And number 3, does the camera have a good service history? If you found this video useful, then please like, share, subscribe. My next video will be coming out in just 1 week.